All right, so Kate is out again today, so we're going to have to make through these days without Kate. Make through these days. So today, lots of bear themes for today. National Teddy Bear Day. Also, Care Bears Share Your Care Day. It's tough to say. Care Bears Share Your Care Day inspires giving and volunteering in significant ways. You know that? Well, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. No, that's G.I. Joe. It's G.I. Joe. Also, today is National Wiener Schnitzel Day. Did you know that this breaded recipe is made with veal? I did not know that. A law in Austria requires this dish to be made strictly with veal. Chefs make Wiener Schnitzel by tenderizing a thin slice of veal and then lightly salting and breading it. It is then deep-fried in clarified butter. The term Wiener Schnitzel was first used in the early 1830s, though similar recipes appear earlier. Plus, it's just fun to say Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel. So happy Wiener Schnitzel Day to you and yours. Oh, man, so I almost swallowed a fly last night. Yeah, so I was enjoying a whiskey drink. Had my whiskey drink there. And then there was this fly buzzing around and smacking into my TV a bunch. It's like, oh, look, a light. And it started smashing into my TV a bunch. Like, well, this is obnoxious. And I was like, okay, well, at least I have my whiskey drink. And so, there I was watching TV. And I was like, oh, it's time for a whiskey drink. So I grabbed my whiskey drink and I pulled it up to my lips. I started drinking and oh my gosh. At first I was like, did I miss some food when I ate dinner? But no. Turns out the fly that had been smacking into my TV just minutes earlier ended up drowning in my whiskey glass. And then I nearly drank it. And then I was like, eh. Yeah, no guts. I had no guts to get that free protein. Oh, I did finish the whiskey, though. Can't let good whiskey go to waste. All right, the headline here, is the new Girl Scout cookie any good? It depends on where you live. All right, so we talked about this cookie a while back. Raspberry Rally. It's basically the Thin Mint, but with raspberry instead of mint. Don't worry, the Thin Mint, it's a classic. It's never going away. Raspberry Rally, new this year. Raspberry instead of mint in there. It's pink inside, cotton candy pink in there. And they're like, well, it depends on where you live. Apparently, they taste tested one from ABC Bakers and one from Little Brownie Bakers. If you're not familiar, Girl Scout cookies are different across the country. So in this part of the country, we are ABC Bakers. If you want to use Little Brownie Bakers, they're in like St. Louis. And it's kind of a patchwork throughout the country of which company is baking which cookies. But apparently, ABC Bakers, which serves our region, has an inferior Raspberry Rally cookie. Yeah, they say the ABC Bakers was a pale imitation. It was waxy and far too sweet. The cookie itself wasn't any better. The flavor was artificial, calling to mind less ripe, fresh raspberry. I'm getting hungry here. Than the mythical Crunchberry found in Cap'n Crunch cereal. But they say, all in all, just pass on the Raspberry Rally cookie and stick with the Thin Mint. Yep. But you do you. You do you. Hey, here's a reminder. You want to sharpen your knives so that you don't cut off your fingers. I know it may sound like counterintuitive, but I was trying to cut an avocado yesterday. Take out the knife, and I start cutting, and whoop! Knife slipped right off the avocado and sliced off my thumb. Okay, just kidding. I didn't get cut, but it was kind of scary. And I've got this little, for like $15, you can buy this little handheld knife sharpener. You just draw it through there until you stop getting the little, you get the little hitch, like when you're hitting nicks when you're sharpening it up. You want to sharpen it up from time to time. That way your knife doesn't slip off things and then go into, your hand or your guts or whatever. So, public service announcement. I nearly sliced my hand off, so you don't have to. I think the lady at the liquor store didn't invite me into the customer loyalty program because of my shirt. Discriminating against me because of my shirt. Yeah, last Friday, I was wearing my emails shirt. I've got a shirt that just says emails, all caps, in huge lettering, basically armpit to armpit, emails in all caps. I'm not really trying to spread any political message or anything like that. I just think it's curious. I think it's interesting. Like, people can implant whatever they think it might mean emails. Oh my God, I got emails to do. Or emails, that's right. I remember emails. Whatever. I just found it to be a interesting social experiment. A little bit odd because typically I don't wear shirts that have any kind of messaging or branding on them at all. I'm trying to stay neutral, but for whatever reason, I've got this shirt that says emails in all caps. I've been told before by coworkers here, that shirt kind of stresses me out, reminding me of emails and all that. And so a while back, I'd gone to the liquor store, and she was like, hey, you want to get into our customer loyalty program? Just give us your phone number, and then once you get to X number of dollars spent, then you get 10% off whatever purchase, right? And I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that kind of thing. I'm trying to be minimalist with my customer loyalty things or whatever. And she's like, we won't spam you, but if you want to in the future, you can get in, right? So last Friday, I go back, and I'm wearing the emails shirt, all caps emails. And same woman's there, and she goes, so do you have a phone number on file with us? And I go, no, but I can give it to you, because I kind of changed my mind. I was like, yeah, I'll go to this liquor store more. And she's like, oh, no, that's okay. I don't need it. So I really feel like the lady at the liquor store decided not to invite me to the customer loyalty program the second time because I was wearing a shirt that said emails in all caps. The workplace outranks neighbors and religious organizations as a significant source of community in people's lives, a new report finds. So if you think people have become disconnected, with a lot of people working remotely, they're disconnected from their coworkers, this was taken summer 2022. This was taken in 2022. Share who say blank are a significant source of community in their life. This makes sense that number one would be family and friends. 81% said family and friends. People who shared their personal interests, second most at 67%, followed by the people they work with, 65%, then their neighbors at 61%, members of their political party, this is higher than I would have thought, 56%, and then finally, lower than I would have thought, athletic, humanitarian, religious, or alumni organizations. 53% of people say a significant source of community in their life. Do you know the ideal sleeping temperature? Ideal sleeping temperature? The ideal bedroom temperature for adults is somewhere between 59, seems low, 59 and 66 degrees Fahrenheit. The body has to work harder to regulate its own temperature when this isn't achieved, right? So I've recently done this. My temperature now overnight's 63 degrees. I switched to Evergy's time of use plan, so overnight energy is real cheap. And then the rest of the day is slightly more. And then 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., they charge you the most for energy. So I overcool overnight and during the daytime some too. And then basically have the AC quit from 4 to 8. And as a result, I've been sleeping in this zone, which they say should be between 59 and 66 degrees Fahrenheit for your bedroom. I've been having it set at 63. Previously, I think I had it set at 72 maybe overnight. And I tell you what, since I got the temperature at 63 degrees, wow, my dreams have been trippy. I had this one where we were set to go to a remote broadcast, and I go to the car to go to the remote broadcast, and the driver's seat was missing. Do you know the average number of TV sets per household? Number of TV sets per household? 2.3 sets. 2.3 sets. I'm curious, is that more or less than it was 10, maybe 20 years ago? Since there are actually, if you think about it, a lot more than 2.3 TV sets in every house. Because you got the TV set that's in your pocket, right? Your phone, you count that as a TV set? A lot of people, that's their only TV. Just there on the telephone. Yeah, or maybe you have an iPad around or whatever. But at last check, the average U.S. house has 2.3 traditional TV sets. The kind that's freestanding, maybe anywhere from 32 to 75 inches. So, TV sets. Tell you what, they're a good time. All right, I got another prank for you from this prank book that I checked out from the library. This one is called Snakes in the Toilet, right? So what you do is you throw a few plastic snakes into the toilet, right? This one's for the kids. So kids, you throw a few plastic snakes into the toilet, And then you go into the room where the adults are, and you say, hey, can things crawl through the sewer, up the pipes, and into our toilet? When an adult asks you why you want to know, tell her there are snakes in the toilet. Add details that will make her believe you, such as the number of snakes, their size, and what they look like. As the adult rushes to the bathroom, follow her and keep the story going. For some reason, these snakes are yellow and brown. Once the adult realizes the snakes aren't real, act outraged. What kind of town do you live in? They allow plastic snakes to float through the sewage pipes and up into people's toilets? Tell the adult that it's time to move. So there you go. Another prank to play on the folks.